All right, everyone. So here we are, Thursday morning. And today, when I first sat down, I was like, there is nothing on the scans. But keep in mind that when I'm scanning the market, I have one filter, which is that the minimum price is 50 cents a share. So this morning on stocks over 50 cents a share, the leading percentage gainer was 16%. It was only 16%. It was crazy. I haven't seen a gap scan that poor in a while. But then I checked my penny scan and I saw that there was already over 100 million shares on a stock price below 50 cents, and there were two others that each had about 30 million shares. So once again, it was very clear that penny stocks are in focus. And so let's get into the trades from today. I'm up $4,000 on ONMD, which is a penny stock, although I didn't trade it until it broke over $1 a share. So I'll break down my trades for you on this. This went up over 225% in about 2 hours this morning, popping up beginning at 7 a.m. So when it first popped up on the scans at 7 a.m., it's squeezing from 50 cents up to 70 cents up to 80 cents right here. And as it made this move, initially I kind of thought, well, honestly, I'm just not interested in trading stocks that are this cheap. And this is sort of an interesting issue that I have. My ECN fees are charged on a per share basis. So let's get out the whiteboard and I'll kind of break down how this works. So at the broker that I use, I don't have free commissions. I pay routing fees. So if I want to buy 10,000 shares of this stock, I pay a commission, which is per trade. And I think they start at like $3 or $4. I pay $1 per ticket. And that's kind of because I've been trading there for so long and I've done so many trades, I've been able to get discounted. But then I also pay an ECN fee, which is per share. Now, the ECN fee is 0.003, which means it's about a third of a penny. So that means on 10,000 shares, I'm going to pay 30 bucks. So basically it's $31 to buy when you add the two together. The commission and the fee, $31 to buy. And then, of course, it could be $31 to sell, which means it's $62. And that's if I only do one entry and one exit. If I do one entry and then 5 exits, then I'm going to pay $5 or $6 in the commission. But this is the very small part. That doesn't really make a difference. The issue here for me is the ECN fees. So on a 10,000 share position, I'm going to pay $62 in fees. Wow. So that means if I trade, and so that would mean I've traded a total of 20,000 shares. All right, so if I trade today, I traded about 150,000 shares in total, and that was primarily on OMND times, the number of tickets. I don't know, I could check to see. I probably have like 40 tickets, so probably $40 in commissions, and then times 0.003, that's going to be $450, right? 300 bucks plus 150, so $450. So my commissions today are a little over 10% of my profit. I'm up $3,800 in total before fees and commissions. So commissions are going to be a little bit of a problem. And the thing for me is that I just know that on these types of stocks, because commissions are going to be so high, it's very easy for me to start just churning shares. I get in 10,000 shares, I get out, I get back in, I get back out. And next thing you know, I've accumulated, $1,000 in fees and commissions. So here was my first trade. It starts to pop up right here, and I took my first trade at $1.25. Right here, it pops up, and it goes up to it goes up to, where is this? $1.25 right here, and I bought right at that level, right at about $1.25, and it goes up to $1.30. I was up 400 bucks, but I didn't take the profit off the table. And the reason I didn't do that was because I thought it had the potential to go higher. It ended up stalling out a little bit. So on my first trade, I got in and I got out break even. So I lost $60 in fees and commissions. And then it comes back up and I got back in right here on this candle for the breakthrough $1.30. So I got back in right there for the breakthrough $1.30, and it squeezed up to $1.35, $1.40, $1.45, $1.50, $1.60. This thing went all the way up here to a high of $1.65. This was my best trade of the day. This was fantastic. So, I mean, a 30-cent gain on a stock this cheap, you just don't get that every day. Now, right here, as it started to go, what I was kind of looking at as parabolic. I was like, all right, now we're starting to go parabolic, we're really pulling away. I was wondering if we were just going to squeeze right to $1.75, $1.80, $1.90, or even $2. That wouldn't have been impossible. So I was ready to scale up for a big move. But what ended up happening is it kind of stalled out here at about $1.65. It dips down. I did buy the dip at $1.48. It bounces back up to $1.60. Can't make a new high. And so at that point, I thought, all right, well, unfortunately, we're probably going to be pulling back even more. So given that, I think I'm just going to step back. And it ended up that the MACD crossed over. So we could see right here, we got a MACD crossover right here. So we've got the crossover. So at that point, I'm like, nope, not going to trade it. So didn't trade this, expected it to reject. And then coming into the open, it did pull back quite a bit, as you could see. And then all of a sudden, we get this red to green move. It squeezes up, it halts up, but it opens higher and boom, flushes back down. 2 halts back down. So unfortunately, I don't know, people bailing on it. It's just getting really difficult. So that was ONMD. We also had a big move on Nvidia, which had earnings last night, which were positive, good, and also is announced a 10-to-1, 10-to-1? I think it's 10-to-1 reverse split that's going to take effect in June. So it's not a reverse split, a traditional split. So this is going to become a approximately, $136 stock. So, that's good to see. Now this, for me, what I kind of suspected would happen this morning was a little bit of profit taking. And I was a little surprised that coming right into the open, it squeezed up like this. It then sold off, then it rips back up, pulls back, pushes a little higher, sort of double tops right here at about 40 and is pulled back and is under that level now. So no trades on this for me. Probably a stock that's better for options trading. I had mentioned that this is one that, I sort of have a feeling that it's going to rally going into the reverse split. The traditional split. I'm so used to reverse splits. That happened with Tesla. If we think about Tesla during the really hot market of 2020, 2021, when it was on just such a tear, they did a stock split. And as soon as they announced the split, the price just surged up. So there was just like incredible buying. They announced the split, it squeezes up, and then they do the split and it sells off. Now, there's some really interesting stuff here. People are asking, how much will I make on a stock split? Is this a chance to make like a big return? And then some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose a lot of money on a stock split. Price could go all the way down to $100. So to be very clear, a stock split does not change the market cap of the company. So by doing a stock split, if you're in during the split, it's a more or less a non-event, except for the effect it has on psychology and sentiment. So I think that there's sentiment here, which is that, oh, great, this is going to become cheaper, more affordable, more people are going to want to buy it, and therefore it's going to go up maybe the way Tesla did. So, that may happen. To be honest, I'm not going to chase it up here to the long side. So I don't really have any strong opinion on trying to trade it in this area. So that's that. Now, on the side chart, I have BCG here, which has been squeezing up a little bit. This one's kind of interesting because they had news out yesterday, but it's been very thinly traded. Kind of big spread, sort of popped up, flushed back down. Obviously you could see it's made a nice move from $4 up to nearly $8. It's up 77%. This one is a blue sky setup over 16. So a little ways away from that level. That's way up here. I don't know, maybe something to consider if it keeps moving higher. But I think the challenge today is whether or not this is obvious. And you see all these topping tail candles, like it pops and then it pulls back. It pops and then it pulls back. These can be really difficult to trade. So my gut feeling is that I probably should just leave this alone and not overstay my welcome today. The fact is, if we sort by volume, let's look at the volume in the market. ONMD has the most volume of the top gainer scan, but we've got a couple of pennies down here. 327 million shares of volume on GWAV. This has got a tremendous amount of volume. It's cheap, but tons of volume. I think people are hoping it was going to be the next stock to go to $1. Seems like it's not. ASTI, 150 million shares of volume. So we've got a lot of volume on these cheaper stocks. But today it was ONMD that ended up pulling away. Now, I did take trades on 2 other stocks. CYTO, I took a trade on. Ended up working out somewhat well, but anyways, I got stopped out on it. Basically a $72 loss, very small loss. And ASNS, I took a trade on that as it broke over $1 a share, thinking, oh, maybe, this is the next one. And it did make a nice move, but it didn't hold very well. So left that one alone as well. So, just kind of weird choppiness. And then SWIN, this one is so shady. Look at this dump the other day. Then it rallies back up into pre-market and then dumps again. This is just that classic garbage, the action that we've been seeing a lot of. So I'm sure some people will look for a dip on this and wonder if it's going to do, a CTNT and rip up to $40 a share. But then even if it does, it's probably going to come back to $1 the way this one did, right? So CTNT had the day where it dropped here from $10 all the way to $2 and then rallied all the way back up here to 44. So, I'll keep my chart up for SWIN, but I'm also just going to be honest that these are stocks that are very shady, really hard to trust in any way. So you've got to just be so careful. Just tons of selling at this point. So anyways, manage your risk. And as always, I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully we can finish off the week with another, nice green day. And we got to remember that we're going into the weekend. We've got a long weekend here. Memorial Day is on Monday. So we do have our Memorial Day sales going on right now at Warrior Trading. You can come over to the website and check them out. If you haven't already, make sure you do that. And I want to thank you guys as always for tuning in. Hope you hit that thumbs up. Hope you subscribe to the channel. And I'll remind you as always that trading is risky and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade on your own, you'll learn from me. So take it slow and I'll see you back here tomorrow.